Hey, folks, good morning and welcome to another episode of Steelers Morning Rush. I'm Alan Saunders. It is Thursday, January 9th. The Pittsburgh Steelers will wrap up their preparations for their Super Wildcard weekend game against the Baltimore Ravens with another practice at Acrisure Stadium today. Aaron Becker and Ed Thompson be on site there for Steelers Now. And make sure you go over there and check out all the written content, the rest of the video here on the YouTube channel, and then, of course, me and Smitty around 6 for Steelers Afternoon Drive. I have, in this podcast, a modest suggestion for Terrell Austin and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. The Baltimore Ravens, it does not look like will have Zay Flowers available to them in this game. He did not practice on Wednesday. He did not practice on Tuesday, dealing with a knee injury that he suffered last week. I believe it seems pretty clear to me that he's not going to play. And if you remember last time around, the Steelers matched up Joey Porter Jr. with Rashad Bateman. That's kind of been their go-to matchup for him in this rivalry, and kind of left the rest of their corners to deal with Flowers, sort of similarly to how they split up Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. If Flowers doesn't play, though, the rest of these Baltimore wide receivers are just not special. Like Nelson Aguilar and Tylan Wallace are not scaring anyone. They're just not. And when you look at all of the problems that the Steelers have had with their defenses, especially in that last game against Baltimore, a lot of it is dealing with motions into bunches and passing off assignments and saying, no, I got this guy, you got that guy, I'm going to shift here, whatever. They made this change, we made this change. And that's been a continuing problem for the Steelers defense. The Steelers play a lot of cover 3. 36% or something like that of their defense is cover 3. And in cover 3, you don't really need to, most of the time, you're going to just have it be in a soft zone. Jackson does not get rid of the ball quickly, generally. But I think you do have to figure out, like, if they overload a zone in a pre-snap look, you have to figure out a way to deal with it, right? I think the Steelers should just play man-to-man defense. I think they should leave a spy for Lamar Jackson, and I think they should play man-to-man. And I know that you do not generally want to play man-to-man defense against a guy like Lamar Jackson because of how he can beat you with his legs. But I think Patrick Queen can be the guy to take him away and say, okay, Queen's got Lamar, everybody else get a man, and you can leave somebody back there as a deep safety if you feel like you do need some deep help. Leave Minka back there, whatever. Get Elliott up on a tight end and just man him up. Like, without Flowers in there, there's no one on Baltimore that scares me from a man matchup that the Steelers don't have the players to deal with. Peyton Wilson can handle Mark Andrews. Queen can handle Andrews or Likely or whatever. Elliott certainly is a really good matchup for Likely. I just think they've got the dudes to just go and say, like, Baltimore doesn't spread you out too much. They don't run a lot of 3 and 4 receiver. It's mostly tight end stuff. I just think everything gets a lot simpler for the Steelers if they play more man coverage. And when you're having trouble communicating, I think that could be an asset. And I think the Steelers have a really good pass rush plan against Lamar Jackson, where they send 4 in a calculated way, leaving the expected gap, and then set somebody there in the trap. Like, they seem to have it figured out. They did really well against mobile quarterbacks this year in terms of being able to limit them. I think they have a way forward here. And we're not going to pick this game until tomorrow afternoon, but I don't know. I'm starting to talk myself into the Steelers being able to pull off an upset here, because I do think this matchup on paper is, despite the sort of talent disparity, is pretty favorable to them when we're talking about the Steelers defense on the field with the Baltimore offense. The Steelers offense, has been a mess. And I don't know that anybody should have a lot of faith in it. But I look at that score, 34 points last time, of course, obviously included a defensive touchdown. I think the Steelers defense can do even better than that with Deshaun Elliott in the game plan, and with Zay Flowers out for the Baltimore Ravens. That'll make a huge difference, and I think gives the Steelers a way forward that I don't see an obvious answer for if I'm the Baltimore Ravens. Now, they're still going to stop Derrick Henry, and playing man-to-man won't make that any easier. And that is job one. It does not matter what you do against the passing game. If you don't stop Henry, you will lose. And so the Steelers will have to figure that out. He went off for 160-some yards last time around. But assuming they can get that taken care of, I think they have a plan that works to deal with the Baltimore passing attack. Again, as I've said multiple times this week, Lamar Jackson's worst career passer rating against any opponent is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they can do that part of it. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I got for now. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe to that new YouTube channel so you don't miss an episode of Morning Drive, Afternoon Rush, and all the rest of the stuff we got here now going on here on the Steelers Now YouTube page. Till next time, enjoy.